This tomato sauce recipe is sponsored by Squarespace, an all-in-one platform for designing and running your website or online store. There's my site. To get 10% off yours, click my referral link in the description.
Most of the year, I think I'm better off making tomato sauce with canned tomatoes. But in the summer, when I have garden tomatoes, this is the sauce that I think is worthy of them. It has a very intense, sweet, and almost smoky roasted flavor. I start by cranking the oven to 450 Fahrenheit, convection if you've got it. Here's the thing with growing tomatoes. They don't always come out perfect. Birds peck at them, bugs eat them.
Got a hole in it. But that's okay. We can still cook that one.
Sure can, buddy. This recipe is a great way of using the parts of the tomato that are still perfectly good. I'm just cutting away those gross parts. You want to make sure that all of your tomatoes are cut at least in half, and maybe cut the bigger ones into even more pieces to try to get everything of roughly equal size. Olive oil goes in the pan. I'm getting everything coated and skin side up. That's important. Now, in this 10-inch skillet, I'm just making enough sauce for me and Lauren to have dinner. If you have a big roasting pan like this, you could maybe make enough for 4 or 5 people, but no more. Each chunk has to have its own personal space on the pan to get thoroughly roasted. You can't pile them up. The catch with this recipe is it's not good for making a big quantity. Everything is skin side up. Into that blazing hot oven it goes. While I'm waiting, I'll chop up a few cloves of garlic and a couple of shallots, or one enormous shallot, good lord. There's no rush on this part. We won't be putting these in until the very end. Okay, here's the tomatoes after about a half hour. Oh no, they're burned, right? Actually, no. Only the skins are burned. Let them burn. They're protecting the flesh, which is why these had to be skin side up. The way I can tell this isn't done yet is there's still a big layer of juice on the bottom of the pan. I want to cook this until that liquid has reduced down and started to brown on the bottom of the pan, so back in it goes. That's what I'm looking for. See how it's starting to brown on the bottom? That was 15 more minutes for me, but your times will vary. It's different every time I make this. Depends on the tomatoes. Now that it's almost done, the shallots and garlic go in. Just going to roast those for 4 or 5 minutes, and there, all done. Don't let it go any darker than that on the bottom of the pan. That's right on the edge of burning. Now we got to get rid of those burnt skins, and check this out. Most of them you can just lift off like little hats. Pop! Some of them might stick a little bit more, typically the ones on the smaller pieces, and you can usually shake the tomato flesh right out of them. If you have some bits of burnt skin that you can't get off, don't worry about it. Leave them. They'll give the sauce a really nice smoky note, just like with fire-roasted peppers, if you've ever made those. All right, now here's when this all comes together. You grab a wooden spoon and you just start to mash up the tomatoes with it. As you mash, enough liquid will come out of them that you can start to deglaze the pan. That right there is the magic, the deeply caramelized tomato juice stuck to the pan, combined with the fresher flavor of the tomato flesh. I'm just mashing and scraping, mashing and scraping. If the garlic and shallot need a little more cooking, they'll get it at this stage. This is still super hot. Salt and pepper go in, and there we are. You could puree that if you want it smooth. I like it chunky style. Here's something else that's optional, a little butter, or a lot of butter. I'm just melting that in with the residual heat of the pan. Low temperature will keep the butter from separating out. This gives you a thick, glossy emulsion. I'll drop in some pasta. Yeah, I broke it in half. Call the pasta police. Oh wait, they're probably on strike. At the last second, I'll tear in a little basil to keep it fresh and green. Pasta goes in with some of the cooking water if this seems a little too thick to you, and look how beautiful that is. That butter in the sauce gives you a flavor that's like an Italian version of Indian butter chicken gravy, especially if you use a lot of it. Grate on a little cheese, and now yes, this is a very simple recipe. You could make it more complex. I've roasted carrots with the tomatoes and mashed those in. That was okay. Yes, I've tried putting in a little white wine at the deglazing stage. I've tried roasting the shallots whole with the tomatoes. In the end, that was too sweet, I thought. I really think this is best if you just let the tomatoes shine through, virtually unadulterated. Like I said, this is one of the few sauce recipes that I deem worthy of my beautiful garden tomatoes. It's like a showcase for them. It shows off everything they can do, from bright sweetness to deep umami.
I'm also showing off my tomatoes on my new Squarespace site, which is live now at adamragusia.com. This took me literally 20 minutes to build. I know because I recorded the entire process. Yeah, it's pretty basic now, but this can grow with me. When I'm ready to start selling vinegar leg is on the right t-shirts, all I have to do is say create product. All the e-commerce stuff is built right in here. If I ever succumb to the itch to start a restaurant, all I have to do is say create menu. Or I can just drop in an open table block and take reservations right on my site. Everything you need is right here, and most of the hard work has been done for you with these templates. You can get started building your site right now at squarespace.com. And then when you're ready to take it live, go to squarespace.com/Ragusia and you'll get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. You don't have to remember that. My referral link is in the description. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Now let's all ogle my tomatoes one last time.
If we want to make tomato juice, we can drink it. I don't like tomato juice.